Hello and welcome to another edition of Paging Dr. Islam. I'm your host, Sandra Eichenberg, and of course, Dr. Samir Islam is here to share the knowledge.
What's up, guys? Let's get ready to share that knowledge, Sandy. Let's do it.
Yes, I love it. Okay, Dr. Islam, protein. You see it everywhere. Obviously, we all need protein. I don't
It's
know why
everywhere,
that's
man.
funny to me.
It's like, wow, there's like protein in everything now.
Protein, yes. We were talking just now. It's in chips, it's in all the things, or I don't know if it really is, but they say there's protein in
That's
them.
right.
Why are we obsessed? Why are Americans obsessed with protein, number one? And number two, how much should we each be eating every day?
It's so confusing, and we are obsessed. We're in a protein phase in America right now. So I think a lot of it is just driven by obviously social media, and when you have influencers who tout the benefits of protein, which there are, and we'll talk about that. People want to make sure, marketers and companies want to ride that wave. And so if somebody who's very popular says, hey, this protein's important, and other people say that, a lot of people who are in businesses and marketing are like, well, let me get on that wave and make sure that our product that we're selling it has that protein. So protein's important. What you basically need is that you need 1 kilogram per pound of protein in terms of how much you need. The easiest thing I tell people is just look at how much you weigh and use that kind of as a rough guesstimate. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, around 150 grams of protein is basically all you need. And most people can get that if they eat a normal, healthy diet. If you are exercising or you're trying to lift weights, resistance training, you may need a little bit more. So you may want to bump that up to 1.5. But usually 1.0 is usually kind of the mark that we use. And if you're having a good, healthy diet, you can basically get that by having, lean protein, maybe a protein shake, and that should be all that you need.
Is there ever a time where we eat too little protein?
Yes, and this occurs, unfortunately, as we get older. So as we get older, we actually start to lose protein. And so this is a condition called sarcopenia, and when actually you start to lose the protein in your body. And the consequence of that is that without that protein, you can't build muscle. If you can't build muscle as you get older, you have a higher chance of not being able to walk, of falling, and when you do fall, of breaking a bone. And that breaking of the bone and breaking the hips is one of the more common reasons why people actually die as you get older. And so as we get older, past the age of middle age, 45 and above, that's when you start to lose protein. So you need to make an active effort to add in more protein and do activities that build up that protein in that muscle.
That's good. Can we increase our protein if it's decreasing?
Yes, you can. And the best thing that you can do are two things. So one is that obviously eating more protein, and sometimes that may include having protein shakes, other protein sources. But the other thing that's critical is resistance training.
Okay.
Because resistance training actually builds more muscle, which can help develop more protein. And so the physical act of actually doing resistance training, lifting weights, will actually help you to generate more muscle and more protein as well. So the combination of the two of diet and exercise with resistance training will allow you to not lose that muscle and have the problems from that.
That's great. Is there a difference between like chicken, whole foods protein versus protein shakes?
Yes. And so we always want to aim for food. And the main reason is because you're not just getting the benefits of the protein with food, you're getting all the benefits. You're getting the fiber, you're getting the vitamins, you're getting the mineral, you're getting everything with that. And obviously it's natural. With protein shakes, you got to be very careful because protein shakes are made for you to taste good. And by having them taste good, they'll add a lot of artificial sweeteners, they'll have a lot of sugar, a lot of emulsifiers, just things that may not be good for your gut. And so as much as you can, try to aim for whole foods as the source of the protein. And if you can't do it that way, then obviously I would look at protein sources in terms of protein shakes, but just be careful of the ingredients because a lot of people don't realize that those ingredients actually may be causing a lot of gut issues that you didn't have before.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Can we have how much does our bodies use protein at one time? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does make sense. And so, your body is constantly regenerating, creating, regenerating, and creating, and it does that with protein. And so, basically, if you consume protein on a consistent daily basis, this is gonna be the best way for you to maintain that balance. increase that muscle, but also make sure you don't lose that muscle and get sarcopenia later on.
Okay, so when we are thinking about increasing our protein, do we all need a scale, or can you do the palm situation? I've heard that you do like your chicken and your palm, and that's enough.
Yeah, so I'm all about good enough here, Sandy.
Yes,
Like I'm all about
me
making
too.
it easier for me because I do not want to do things that are
Me,
totally easy.
yes, I
So
do
yes.
not want to weigh my food.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
please.
So the palm is fantastic, and that's
Okay.
exactly what you want to do. The type of protein you want, it should fit right there, right
Okay.
on your palm. And so that's kind of what you want to aim for. So I want to make sure I'm clear on this. It's the palm, not the hand, all right? So you can't like grab a big old steak and be like, yeah, this is my protein. No. It's got to be just the palm right there. And usually that's a good enough marker for the type of meat that you want to have. But the other important thing is that it's very important to make sure you have the right meat because we know that the best meat tends to be grilled food, grilled or baked. Chicken or turkey tends to be the best thing. Meat on the occasional basis, maybe once or twice a week, that's kind of the route you want to go down.
Okay.
And if you can go for more of a plant-based protein, that's even better. But if you're like me from West Texas, you need some sort of meat, chicken and turkey would be the best thing.
Good advice. Did we miss anything about protein that the people need to know about?
I think what people have to understand also is you can have too much protein.
Okay.
And that can be a problem. So if you have too much protein, two things can happen. So number one, you can develop some kidney issues because your kidney will filter out that protein. You can get kidney damage. So always be careful of that you don't overextend the protein. The second thing that will happen is that you'll have a lot of bowel issues if you have too much protein. So I'm going to do a TMI story here, Sandy. I'm sorry about this, all right? So a maybe a year ago, was on this protein kick. I was like, all right, I'm getting older. I'm going to lift more. I'm going to have more protein, and I'm going to I really jacked it up a lot more than what I did.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I jacked up my gut.
Oh,
My goodness.
no.
I had so much stomach issues, pain, nausea, bloating. It's like, what is going on? I'm a GI doctor. I should not be having this.
Right.
Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And it took me about a month to figure out, I'm such an idiot. It's my protein. Like, I just increased way too much, more than I had. And so obviously I decreased that and things went perfect after that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, when they're on a high protein diet, for example, a carnivore diet, will have constipation, bloating, nausea. They just feel bad. And that's because they had too much protein for what their body needs. So in that situation, just back down on the protein and use your body as a guide. So protein's good. Too little is not good, but too much can be too bad as well.
Yeah. And that's a perfect example of what you were talking about. Just listen to our bodies, right?
Yes.
You're a doctor and but for us that we don't know, we can call you.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And I feel like I'm such a dum-dum. Like I talk with it all the time. And of course, I didn't even listen to my own advice.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
I know.
We'll be right back. Okay, Dr. Islam, I am a prime example of this, and it's not good.
Confession time. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so, when we have to go to the restroom, our bodies are telling us it's time to go to the restroom. But, for me, I do not love a public restroom, so I typically won't go. Is that good or bad?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, Sadie, you're not alone. I promise you, you're not. And like I hear this story all the time from patients who come to see me for their bowel issues. We're the only animal in the earth that holds their bowel movements.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
We are. Yes, there is literally no other animal out there that will hold their bowel movements.
Wow.
When any animal feels the urge to go, they're going. I mean, they're going 100%. And so we're the only one that does. And there are so many downstream problems of holding in your bowel movement or not using a public restroom that you get later on that are so difficult for me to fix. So it is unfortunately, a pretty significant problem that a lot of people have.
Oh, no.
Sandy, oh my gosh. You seem so shocked and scared.
I
Out of all the things we talked about on this podcast, this seems to be the one that you're like, this is so terrible.
It's stressing me.
Oh, goodness.
This is a side note from the podcast, like here where I work. And this is, I hope it's not offensive. But we talked about going to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And, one time I went in and it smelled. I told my coworker, I was like, I can't believe someone did that. I would never.
Yes.
Because I don't like a public restroom.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're kidding me. You have to go when you
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
And I was like, no, I thought only guys did that, but girls didn't.
No. No, I mean your coworker is right. So here's what happens. So if you don't go, here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Your body is still going to produce waste.
Yeah.
It's going to. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
So where does it go? It gets just
Does it
filled in
build
your
up?
rectum. It gets filled up. And the issue is that as your rectum gets filled up like a balloon, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It just becomes a bigger
Oh
reservoir.
my gosh.
And then what happens also is that you have to forcibly go against your nature to kind of keep that bowel movement in because, your natural inclination is, well, I'm not going to go in the restroom right
Right.
now. I don't want to
Yeah.
go. So
I'll wait.
yeah, you'll wait. So you actually form a muscle and that muscle contracts tighter and tighter and tighter. So two things happen down the road. The reservoir of where you hold your stool becomes bigger. So that means that you don't feel the urge to go if you should, because you just gets bigger. It holds more. But also too, that muscle that holds in becomes more muscular, more tight,
Oh.
and becomes harder to pass through. So you have this big reservoir that has a lot of waste that can only push so much, but it's pushing against a resistance that doesn't want to open up. So it's like having a toothpaste with a cap on. No matter how much you squeeze that toothpaste, if that cap is on, nothing is going to come out. And this is probably the number one reason why people develop really bad constipation later on, why they're dependent on laxatives, why they have to use over-the-counter meds, why they cannot have a good bowel movement, why they cannot, feel good and get everything out, is because your body's gotten so used to not going. It's developed this muscle. It's so contracted, it doesn't want to open up. And you have this reservoir of stool just sitting there that you just can't exit it out. And so this is a lot of the reasons why people have complications with their bowels down the road.
Okay, that's not good.
No, it's not.
Is it fixable or no?
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah. So obviously the first thing you want to do is, just kind of prevent the issue from occurring.
Right.
So what I would say, and it's hard, but I would say you have to, when you feel the urge to use the restroom in public, you have to go and go. Now, there are a couple of tips I'm going to recommend here.
Okay.
So if you're at work, this is what I did
Yeah.
whenever I was, at the hospital. You scout out ahead of time the best bathrooms
Okay.
that are isolated. I'm telling you, I did this.
Uh-huh.
So when I was working as a resident and as a med student in the hospital,
Yeah.
one of the first things I did when I went to a new place is I literally
You
scouted
you
around.
scoped it out.
I scoped it out. I even asked, because all of us know when we're in med school and
Right.
residents, which are the best bathrooms. Because
Oh,
we all got to go.
interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we all know. Like, we're not going to go to the restroom like everyone else is using. No, we're going to
Right.
find our throne where we want to go. So I scoped out, all right, where are the best places to go? So
Yeah.
I did that. The second thing I did, which you should do, is that you can really time yourself and prep yourself to maybe not even use the restroom, or at least time it where when you're going to go every single day. So I would time it where you got to play around with this.
Okay.
But I would time my time to use the restroom when I knew it wasn't going to be busy around that time.
Okay.
So you can train your body like clockwork
Oh, interesting.
to do it. You may have to get up a little earlier, maybe prime your body by having some coffee and getting things going and things like that. But you can time it where you're going to use the restroom at a certain time. Number 3, this is going to sound very, very weird. I know it. But I'm a GI doctor, it's what we do.
Okay.
You can bring like a poop kit. Here's what I mean by that. I know. But in this kit, you can have a spray to spray the air in case
Okay.
you're worried about this.
Yeah.
You can bring a portable bidet to help
Okay.
kind of clean
Oh,
your
I didn't
stuff.
know those came
Oh yeah,
portable.
they're on Amazon, like $10. I have them all the time. I have them everywhere. I use it all the time.
Nice.
TMI, but I do it. It's okay.
Yes.
And then number 3, what actually does work, it sounds weird, but playing music while you're using the restroom can actually relax your colon. It's scientifically proven.
Oh.
And so you have to prepare yourself and get
Yeah.
things done, but it is much better to be able to do that and to have a good bowel movement and not suffer the consequences down the road of not having good bowel movements,
Yeah.
developing hemorrhoid issues, constipation, just bowel issues, and just not feeling good when you go. It sounds weird, but it actually does work, and it's worked for a lot of my patients to kind of prime yourself for that.
So we need a poop kit.
You do. I know. That's what you're hearing from me, Sandy. That's the lesson from today's podcast. Dr. Islam says, bring a poop kit. I got my poop kit. It's here. And you can put, other things in there if you want, whatever, but just have the essentials. That's all you need.
So, I mean, you're a public restroom user. We've established that I hate that.
Yeah.
But do you bring your earpods to listen to music?
Sometimes I have to,
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to,
Okay, yeah. Okay, these are all fantastic tips.
I'm glad you think they're fantastic. Some people may be appalled by the tips I'll give you on this one. But I'm telling you what I tell my patients. I'm telling you what works based on science. And I'm telling you that it works. And I had a lot of patients who do this and they have their own kits and they're able to use the restroom in public. But more importantly, they're not developing the problems later on down the road.
Yeah.
It actually makes a big difference.
So those of us who are like me, let's get over our fears
Get
of
over your
the
fears.
public restroom.
Yes. And scout out the restroom. Pick the one that you want and say, this is Sandy's, my throne. This is mine.
We'll be right back. Okay, Dr. Islam, we've had some really great tips about how to go to the bathroom.
Poop bag. Yep. Hashtag poop bag.
Got it. Okay, so a lot of us are sleep deprived. Well, I don't know why I'm making this blanket statement.
Well, we are. No, Sandy, we are. I am,
Sleep
you are,
deprived.
everyone is.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Is there a point like, okay, so I've been up for I don't know how many hours and I go to sleep for like 3 and I wake up in the morning and get my day started again. Can I make up for that the next day? Can I make up my sleep the next day or over the
No,
weekend?
there's no such thing as sleep debt.
No.
There's not,
Oh,
unfortunately.
no.
Yeah. So I wish that'd be great
Yeah.
if there is a way for us to make up the debt from sleep, but unfortunately it's a common myth. And so you cannot make it up. So once you've lost that sleep that you're supposed to get, you can't really make it up again. Now, obviously your body will be tired and it may sleep longer, it may need more rest, and that's your body's response or, it's rebellion to you from staying up later, but you cannot make up sleep debt, unfortunately.
And it happens for little kids all the way to grown adults. I always come home from work, I work later, and then get ready for bed and then read to go to bed, just kind of relax or whatever, because, I know scrolling's bad and stuff like that. Is staying up too late, but sometimes I'm tired, but I still think I need to read.
Yeah.
Should we just be going straight to bed or listen to our bodies? Should we be listening to our bodies like we do going to the bathroom?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll tell you this. So I have the same thing as well, Sandy. I love reading, and for me, reading brings me happiness. It brings me joy. I look forward to it every single night. And for me, it is worth it for me to stay up and to read because I enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I am willing to give up those, extra hours of sleep I may not be getting for the joy, getting because of not sleeping for the joy of reading. And so I think it's just an individual choice. I think unfortunately I've seen this a lot in social media and just in medicine in general that we sometimes are trying to be so perfect.
Yeah.
And trying to make sure we do everything right. We get our 8 hours.
Yes.
We eat right. We sleep right. We play right. We think right. We meditate. We do cold plunges. We do sauna. We do everything. Yeah. It kind of takes the joy out of living sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're so regimented.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
out.
okay, I understand I'm an adult. I know that if I'm going to be staying up late, but reading, talking to my family, having a good dinner, that I may suffer the consequence of lack of sleep later on, but it was worth it because I enjoyed that. And, that's okay. It's not as if I'm staying up and doing something that's harmful, like doing drugs or drinking a lot of alcohol. That's maladaptive, but doing a good behavior and sacrificing a little bit of sleep, for me, it's worth it. And Sandy, I would say for you, if you're happy with that, it makes you happy. If it makes Sandy happy and it's healthy, do it.
Okay, good. Yes, that's good to know. Yes. Thank goodness.
Right? You have my permission to read, Sandy, okay?
Thank you. Because I do love a good book.
Yeah, I do too. Sometimes you get caught up. You're like, what happens?
Yes.
It's like 2:00 in the morning. It's like, okay, well, 3 hours of sleep today. It's all right. I enjoyed the book.
Yes. Okay. So we've talked about this before, but when we do stay up too late, we still should get up when our alarm goes up
Yes.
every day of the week.
Yeah, yeah, we should. And so, when it comes to sleep, and I actually asked a couple of sleep friends on this because, I'm always, wondering, all right, we know what the habits are. We know we should go to bed early. We should, not stay on our phone, et cetera, et cetera. But I asked my friends who are sleep experts, all right, if there's one thing you can tell me that would be the biggest leverage when it comes to making sure that I have good sleep, sustained sleep, and that I don't compromise my health, what is the one thing you would give advice for? And the one thing they told me, all of them, was that no matter what time you go to bed, wake up at the same time.
Okay.
Out of all the things that you can do, any supplements, any type of other technique, even more important than going to bed at the same time is just that consistent wake up time no matter what. And so my suggestion is, even if you happen to stay up late and you're going to be tired, try to maintain that same wake up time, because that probably is going to be the biggest leverage you can pull to make sure you can have good, consistent sleep over the long haul.
Yeah. Okay. Why are some people just naturally morning people?
A lot of it has to do with sometimes age. So we do know that when we're younger, like baby young, we do get up earlier. We do know as teenagers we need more sleep, and that we also end up being getting up a lot later. And we do also know as we get older, you actually tend to wake up a lot more earlier than what you normally do. That's number one. Number two is that a lot of us are genetically predisposed to one particular way.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, some people are just natural night owls, and some people are natural, morning larks, and some people naturally change throughout their lifetime as well. So I'll just use me an example. All throughout medical school, all throughout residency, all throughout fellowship, I always stayed up late. I studied late. I did my best concentration late. I just got better. I was just a night owl is who I was. But, as I got into my 40s, I started to notice that I started to not be as well functioning as I got up, as I was staying up later. And I became a lot more functioning as I got up earlier. And so I transitioned from being somebody who stayed up very, very late at night to doing their best work at night to getting up very, very early.
Wow.
My wife, she's always been a late night sleeper. That's who she is. And she does her best work at night. And so some people are naturally inclined to one or the other.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I am a night person for sure.
Oh, yeah. Then I would totally lead into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the problem some people have is that they're night people, but they want to be early morning people. Don't go against your nature. Because when you do that, that's actually going to make you a lot more tired if you're not, if that's not who you naturally are. And the way you naturally know who you are is what time do you normally wake up, like, for example, on vacation, or when you're not having to get up for work, or whenever you normally get up on the weekends. And if you start to notice that on vacation, I just tend to just wake up early and go to bed early. It's my natural habit. That's what you should do.
Okay.
Or the opposite way, if you tend to be more of a night person on vacation, lean into that, because you're using your body's best weight and you're not fighting against nature.
Oh, that's good to know. So don't join the Mark Wahlberg's 4 a.m. club is what you're
No. I mean, if you're a 4 a.m. person, do it. All for you. But if you're like, I go to bed like at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to wake up at 4 to work out, then lean into that. Do that instead.
Yes. I love as always, you have the best advice. Obviously, you're knowledgeable, of course. You're a professional. But thank you so much for everything you shared today. And if you haven't yet, please follow Dr. Islam on all his socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And if you are having any gut issues, please give his office a call and he can help you out.